BTG Ralph from Around the Geek is here, right here at BGB Big Gold Belt Media, the best site YouTube channel that you can go to on the internet. And I'm here to talk about what you've been wanting to hear about all week. Looking for the reviews, probably searching on your local channel, trying to figure out who's saying what. Well, guess what? I'm here to talk non-spoilers on Netflix's One Piece adaptation. Netflix's One Piece adaptation, TV adaptation, coming August 31st. Been waiting to talk about this all week. Clearly, you've been seeing the One Piece, like, One Piece everything, right? I've been wanting to talk about One Piece. Shout out to Netflix for giving us these episodes early, having the opportunity to watch the show, and being able to form my thoughts on it, right? Being able to form my thoughts and really get my mind together. I had to sit for a while, write some notes, come back to it, and really give you, my thoughts, because I didn't want to come in this like complete bias and I'm giving it a pass, because it's One Piece or anything like that. No, One Piece has come a long way. It's been 25 years. I'm surprised we're just now getting a live action adaptation, but it's been a lot of stuff in the background that probably got in the way of creative differences, yada yada yada. We and so on and so on. One Piece has come so long. We are now over 102. It's at 103 volumes, like 100 something right now. So we have all of that right now. We've got a card game, of course, the anime. We have multiple movies, animated movies that we've got on the big screen. Film Red being the last one, went to the premiere for that in New York, which was a blast. And in all that conversation, I don't think anybody was like, "Man, this is really going to happen. This is really going to happen. We're gonna get One Piece on Netflix, and this is really happening." And as it happened, we started to get more pieces of the puzzle. We started to get who the actors were, kind of what the world looked like, and so on and so on. But I'm here to talk to you guys about the One Piece, where to find it, how you can get it, who has it, and if Netflix is doing what they set out to do. Because this is a big undertaking. This is, I said before, if they don't get this, they need to leave it alone. And it's hard. Why pick this? This is such like a fantastical, animated. Just it's so much lore. It's so much when it comes to One Piece. Like, why pick this bigger project? I feel like, when they picked Cowboy Bebop, that was a little bit simpler because that was a show that had 20-something episodes. You can kind of go around with that, but why pick One Piece? I wouldn't have felt as comfortable watching it if I didn't know that Oda was supervising it himself. The guy's writing the manga every week, so we're at the end time. We're at the end of One Piece, as we know. We're coming to the conclusion after 20-something years of One Piece. But I wouldn't have felt as comfortable watching if I knew he wasn't supervising it. But at the same time, now I know that is some choices that were made during this show as I watched the 8 episodes, and they're all about an hour a piece. So hope you got nothing to do. I mean, they're fun to get through pretty quick, but they're hour episodes, 8 episodes, hour episodes. But there were some choices that were made. But let's go into a little bit of the show. Like I said, 8 episodes coming August 31st on Netflix. Everybody thinks, if we hear Netflix get this bad rap. No, don't even think about that. I think this show is going to be incredibly good for people that have man, I'm not watching that 1,000 episodes. I'm not reading 1,100 chapters. We can leave it at that. I think this is a really great introduction. I think Netflix has done a really good rollout of the anime itself, bringing it out piece by piece by arc instead of it all at once. Of course, giving you the option of dubbed and subbed. I have heard both. I've talked to the voice actors. Like I said, I've seen these movies in theaters. I think Netflix has done a really good job preparing you for this live action adaptation. That being said, some things, and like I said, I'm not getting the spoilers. Going into this, you should know this covers the East Blue Saga. And as I thought about it, I was like, okay, they chose the East Blue Saga for a reason. the East. Well, they had to. I'm not. They chose it, but they have to tell it. But they stop it at a certain point for a reason, right? East Blue, if you really think about it, does not have a lot of devil fruit users up to a certain point. And again, if you're watching this, you probably have read the manga, you've seen the anime, so you got a little bit of talking about. If you haven't, then you know that the devil fruit users are the people who eat the devil fruits who acquire certain ability to get powers and stuff like that. Again, this is not a spoiler because this is public information. But there's, like I said, there's not that many devil fruit users to go across. That being said, I feel like Netflix has had a really easy job of kind of laying this up. Luffy, Buggy, a few people that have devil fruit powers. I was afraid of like how are they going to show them? Because that if you don't get that right, then like okay, where do you go from here? Like you can get away with the sword play, you can get away with a lot of other stuff that the Marines do and stuff like that. But the devil fruit powers, you got to get that look right. And one of the things that I kind of had a feeling they were going to do was try to cover up some of the usage of the abilities. And when I say that, I mean like they kind of hide it in the guise of darkness, because there are a lot of scenes here in the show where there's just darkness going on, like not completely dark, like we're in a cave and nothing like that. But they'll either do like the cutaway, or it'll be like a dark scene, so you can't really see like Luffy stretching as much, or Buggy doing his thing, or so on and so on. And not to say that that's a bad thing, but after a while you're like, okay, you start to notice it, or like they'll get into a fight and you're not seeing Luffy like really stretch as much as you would see him in like the manga or the anime. You see him like kind of uses his powers a little bit more uniquely. It sounds weird when I say this, but they try to ground it a lot more. They try to kind of really make it feels like this. Okay, this could actually happen. This could be real. And I think by doing that, they kind of cut away from it a little bit. I understand what it's like. If you're gonna go ridiculous with it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, all right, we got a dude that can stretch. We got this, but we don't want to make it look too silly. And I feel like that's probably what's going to hurt them in the long run. You need to turn up the silly with this, and not to say like it needs to be like extreme, but I think when it comes to these devil fruit powers, you gotta get the look right. You gotta make it look a certain way, especially once you get the devil fruit user versus devil fruit users. You can't go wrong with that. But like I said, this is covering the East Blue, or a good chunk of parts of the East Blue. 8 episodes, only but so much you can do. We get a lot of familiar faces. We get all along you see in the trailer. We get a couple other people that we see. Garp. We see, like I said, we see a lot of people, but we mainly cover the majority of the crew, the main crew. So Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Usopp. We get them. We get a little bit of that backstory. Some of them get more of that backstory, so we get a little bit more of that. But like I said, they try to keep a lot of the fights grounded. They try to keep a lot of the background stories. Some of the stuff they change up a little bit, not too extreme, but some of it changed a little bit. That's where I feel like this is going to get to a big thing where a lot of people that are faithful to the manga, the anime, they're gonna have some problems with, because there were some changes, and I'm not gonna spoil those changes. I'll do a spoiler review for that, so if you guys check that out, we can talk about some of those. But they do some changes that I'm like, people are gonna have a problem with this. I don't know, like, and I think me having the knowledge that I have of the series and the show, it kind of set the alarm off in my head, like I don't know that. But Oda supervised it, so it's okay, right? Like, it's okay. I don't know. Some of the stuff I feel like was needed. Some of the stuff I kind of connected it a little bit more. I mean, again, it's TV adaptation. The budget I feel like is really good. I wish I could see a little bit more. I mean, still pretty early on, but I wish I could see a little bit more of the world, like early on. It seems like they'll just like a little location, like whatever. I just was hoping to get a little bit more just of how everything looked. But other than that, talked about the devil fruit users. I feel like they just kind of like just keeping them in the shadows. Not a spoiler, but Koro's here. He's done very, very well. I don't really have a problem with him. Maybe a little too big. I don't know. When I saw him, I was like, man, this guy's a little thick. Like, I was hoping for like a slimmer Koro, but that's neither here nor there. You let me know once you watch the review, like how you felt about Koro. I feel like the entire cast, like everybody that was casted, and I want to make sure I get everybody's names right. Anaki Godoy plays Luffy, Emily Rudd playing Nami, McKinney playing Zoro. I want to make sure I got everybody's name. Jacob Romero is Usopp. We have Vincent Reagan as Garb. Let's see. I want to make sure everybody gets called out here. Taz Skylar as Sanji. That's your main crew. The chemistry there, I feel like, is really, really great. And as they all kind of come along each other, some spend more time with others, as you know, if you watch any of this. But the chemistry was great. I really like these actors, new to the scene. I've never seen them before. And that's something that I think that you really want when you do shows like this, because I feel like if you start casting knowns, then it's like, oh, okay, you got Robert Downey as Luffy, we got so and so as as Zoro. You start wanting certain Tom Cruise, you start wanting certain people, and you expect certain things. I feel like you get these unknowns a chance. This really builds a thing. It's cool, and I absolutely, like I said, I loved all the actors here playing the Straw Hat crew. I have no problem with that. Even like the villains and stuff like that, I really didn't have an issue with. I thought they did a pretty good job. Like I said, it's just some of the changes that they made. I'm just like, did you have to? But it's not going to hurt me either way, because the original content is still the original content. I can always go back to read that. I can always go back to watch it. The TV show is not affecting what I know to be the canon of the story. So if you're feeling some type of way about it as you watch it, it's really not going to hurt at all. But I do think, dang, I do think in my head, like, dang, why didn't they put it in there? But whatever. Some of the acting that I seen was a little bit, it's a little weak. And I'm like, okay, we could have delivered some of these lines a little bit stronger. It was a little flat sometimes to me. But I'm like, all right, Terrell, you're watching the show. It's One Piece. But there's no excuse for like just acting, just kind of being bland. We see the Baratier. We get a look at that. I think that looked good. I like the entire set design of that. A more 360 view. The way that looks, it looked incredible. The inside view of it, like the tables, everything looked good. Shout out to the set designer for this. It looked mad cool. We do see Mihawk, which again you see in the trailer. He comes in. I liked his casting all together. I think I can find the actor, but I liked his casting. And I think he comes in a really good job. I'm gonna leave it there. We still get a lot of the backstory between Zeph and Sanji, which I really appreciate. Again, that's not a spoiler, it's well known. Really appreciate them doing that. They really did a good job. Sanji's probably like the only one I'm like, casting's a little, it's fine. I don't have a problem with. But I did enjoy them showing like some the fighting style, the fighting stuff like that, and how they did that. Overall, I mean, I really liked the show. It was a quick 8 episodes. If it'll get a second season, I feel like that'll really be, once it hits that sophomore year, I feel like that'll really show what this can do. I feel like they were kind of playing it safe. This first season, they didn't really know where they wanted it to go. And how much of it they wanted to include in the actual show. And I'm not sure if that was just, I guess, again, creative issue, it was casting thing, or what the situation was. But like I said, there was just some elements that were missed from the original adaptation to this. And I'm like, why did they do that? It was just weird. But overall, they try to incorporate some of like the music from the anime. You can hear it in like bits of it. They do an original different title screen every episode, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. The credits, I love the map. They give a lot more exposition of the world and the map and what the Grand Line is, which I feel like they explain like 1,000 times over. So if you're paying attention, you know the equator, you know how the Grand Line works, stuff like that. They give a lot more exposition to a lot of like characters. You see a lot more characters get more time than you don't see at all. Like once, like certain characters, like you'll get a little piece of time here, and then you don't see them at all for a while. In the anime and the manga, get a lot more backstory, a lot more time, a lot more exposition, a lot more, time to explain a lot of different things. But yeah, overall, like I said, I enjoyed the 8 episodes. I didn't let my blinders for One Piece kind of turn me off from certain things that I just was like, I was really fighting, just some of the changes. But overall, 8 episodes. I mean, I was expecting 10, but I'll take 8. I'm not mad. Netflix. I mean, this is actually pretty good. I'm not even going to say that it was bad or anything like that. For the first time, if it's your first time, watching One Piece, you're probably like, what the heck is going on? But I also think this is a really great introduction to be like, hey, let me check out the anime. So if you watch this and you want to see more, you want to see where this goes, absolutely watch the anime, because I have no idea when that second season is going to drop. How especially with the money they spent on this. The like I said, it's decent. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna say it's the best thing I've seen, anime adaptation wise, but they did a pretty decent job. I'm not even mad about it. This is nothing to complain about. I'm happy that I got it. It looks great. Like with some of the scenes, I just wish I don't know. I just wish some of the Luffy extending scenes looked a little bit better. But I mean, I was only expecting but so much for that. I just wish like kind of they figured out what his fighting style is, as far as Luffy, because it almost feels like he's a little bit depowered in this. If that makes sense. Kind of feels like Superman if he was like regular, not like Batman strength, but like he's just regular. Like Luffy's like comes off like pretty strong. He has super strength in the anime and the manga. Right here is like he's like regular strength, but I don't know. Like it just seems like he's not as good as a fighter. He's unsure of himself in this particular adaptation. But other than that, like I said, it's coming to Netflix August 31st. Please check it out. It's one of the biggest freaking shows in the world. It's been the majority of my life. I've read a lot of this. People probably watching this review like, man, this guy, you're probably waiting for me to hate on it. Honestly, I really don't have too much to say. Like I said, it's good. It's not the best, but it was definitely worth watching. I'm glad I did. I wanted a little bit more from it, but I take what I can get. I mean, they worked on it, COVID. I understand. No excuses, but look, Oda said it was cool. I guess I'm gonna have to be cool with it. But other than that, like I said, it was cool. One Piece coming to Netflix August 31st. Please check it out. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought about it. Once you drop, I'm not sure if they're dropping all episodes at once. I believe they are. It would make no sense for them to do it week to week. But let me know what you thought. Leave me a comment below. Terrell, hey, had the same kind of feelings. This is spoiler. Like I said, I will be dropping a spoiler review. Check that out as well. But on that note, like I said, leave me a comment below. I'll be glad to read them. I will respond, and we can talk about some One Piece and Luffy and the crew. Like I said, music, crew, the world, the CGI for a lot of the other stuff was really, really good. I like the music. Some of the Zoro fights I really, really enjoyed. The show doesn't shy away from blood, definitely cursing. It just hits a lot of points. I mean, it definitely feels like manga One Piece and anime One Piece, two different things. But like I said, it definitely feels like they're trying to broaden it out to like a 20-something to 30-year-old audience, maybe. But they do a pretty good job. Like I said, not the best, but I enjoyed it. Anyway, check it out. Leave me a comment below. We'll catch you guys for another review. Let me know what you think. See ya.